Welcome to Drawing Your Waifu as if it was Vriska. Once again, we're at the wheel. Can't see any names, too many names, we've got to get through these names. Oh, the audio's off. Oh well. Sakura Kinomoto. That's another one I don't know, so let's type that in Google, see who that is. Oh, it's Card Captor Sakura. It's the Card Captor. The one I thought was a Yu-Gi-Oh card for, like, ever since I heard it. I thought it was, like, Dark Magician. Because it had card in it, and, you know. But this is like a very nice design. Got a big old dress, I know what she looks like, and that's the face. I don't know whether that's actually a face she makes, but that is the face. Nice. That's a nice face. Not sure I'm gonna do that. Want to get the whole figure in there. Oh boy, the OG, there's a lot of things. This is like an obvious. I think I've seen this before. Hey, gee, I don't know. She's like a winged angel fairy magician lady with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Now she's a rollerblading. Ooh, she says shoosh. I really like that. What is that? I mean, it's probably fan stuff, but that's like, that's a striking pose with a Mary Poppins living, talking cane. Alright, little boy, let's get down to brass tacks and attack the drawing! What did I mean by that? Anyway, let's start with a sketch.
Long ago, when the pyramids were still young, Egyptian kings played a game of great and terrible power. But these shadow games erupted into a war that threatened to destroy the entire world, until a brave and powerful pharaoh locked the magic away, imprisoning it within the mystical Millennium Items. Now, 5,000 years later, a boy named Yugi unlocks the secret of the Millennium Puzzle. He is infused with ancient magical energies, for destiny has chosen him to defend the world from the return of the Shadow Games, just as the brave pharaoh did 5,000 years ago.
Alright, and that's the thing. Card Captor Sakurai. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I like it, but I tried halfway, cause like halfway through I realized that using the thing to copy it exactly is, it's not tracing, but it's basically tracing. Like, I'm not getting better at drawing by doing it like this. A couple of people have said it, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I'm gonna, for the next one, I'm not, well, I am gonna look at, like, if I don't know what the character is like, get some images, but I'm not going to just copy one image. I'm gonna look at a few, and then think of a pose, or, like, copy the pose without looking at it for long, just like, alright, so sort of like that, and then turn it off, or delete it, and then draw it. And it's gonna look bad, that's just because I'm not actually as good as I seem. Like, anybody can do this. You know, you just need a bit of a flick of the wrist, sort of like flicking around with the... So yeah, next time I'm gonna do it free, kind of. More free than this. Alright, that's the video.